Hey guys, what's up? Kenneth here with the LEGO Republic, and today we're going to be doing the first top 10 video ever in the history of this YouTube channel, so it should be pretty fun. Today we are doing the top 10 Microfighters from LEGO Star Wars up until this point. This is 2020, and the winter wave has already come out, so this does not include any 2021 stuff because that has not come out at this point. But yes, up until 2020, these will be my top 10 Microfighters. I hope you do enjoy. Number 10. Now this is probably one that you all were not expecting would be on this list, but it is the AAT, as you can clearly see, and yeah, I do like the AAT Microfighter. It's not the best Microfighter ever. However, it did get on this list just for nostalgia reasons because it is one of the first original 6 Microfighters. So that is why it is on here. Although the TIE Interceptor from that same wave could also take this spot. I don't know. I just kind of chose between the two of them. Number 9. Okay guys, so this one is the Millennium Falcon, the original Millennium Falcon from the first wave of Microfighters as well, and we all know that wave, and so for nostalgia reasons it's on here, but also, I mean, it is a really solid build. Like, it works out, guys. I didn't like that they remade it and then just changed it, but I did like that original design. It was pretty cool, and you had flick fire missiles instead of stud shooters, so for that reason the Millennium Falcon is on here as number 9. Number 8. Okay guys, so this was originally one that was way higher on my list. It was like number 2, 3, 4, somewhere in there. But it dropped. It tanked big time because I actually got it. So that was the reason why. It is the Republic gunship, as you can see from the screen. But yeah, I really loved this one. Then I got it, and it looks more like a Racer Crest than it does a Republic gunship. The engines are way too big, and like, I usually don't care about engines, and I see the Microfighters are kind of like comically made, and I understand where they're coming from with the engines, and at first I thought it was totally fine, it was the best, and didn't understand why anyone was complaining about them, but I did get the set, and no, they're way too big. It's only ranked so high is because I needed that pilot minifigure to go in my Republic gunship from 2013, which was the reason why that they made that Microfighter. But yeah, if those engines had been toned down, it would have looked a lot better, because it really does look more like a Racer Crest than it does a Republic gunship. Number 7. Okay, guys, so this one is the Ghost from Star Wars Rebels, and we all know the Ghost. I did not get it, unfortunately, and I still do not have it, but it does come with that amazing Hera minifigure, so that was really nice to see, and the build is pretty solid as well, so pretty nice Microfighter in my opinion, even though I do not have it. Number 6, the Uwing. Do you have this? Because if you don't, and you are a, Rogue One fanatic, I would get it, because it is a really awesome Microfighter. It actually does what the actual U-Wing does, where the wings actually do fold out. So, yeah, if you had a chance to get this one, I would totally get it, and it is well worth its number 6 placement, in my opinion. Number 5. So number 5, I have put the Resistance Xwing, because it actually does what the Xwing does, whereas it like folds out, and then it does have flick fire missiles, which are pretty cool as well, and the Resistance pilot, which was kind of new at the time. The only other sort of way you could get that new helmet mold was with the Pose Xwing, which is like $100. So yeah, it was pretty cool to get that minifigure in there, and I don't usually like episode 7, 8, and 9 stuff, but I mean, this Microfighter was something. I still use it because you can even pretend it's like a Rebels Xwing. But yeah, it's a super awesome Microfighter. I would encourage people to get it if they don't already have it. But also, I'm kind of biased towards these because I have them. Number 4. This is the only double Microfighter set on this list, and it is the Awing with Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter, and more specifically, just the Awing here, the Resistance Awing. What an amazing Microfighter. the Resistance Awing. It looks pretty, and if you do have it, you know that it is just a beauty to behold. It is a really awesome microfighter, just in looks and, playability. There's not much there. There's more playability in the Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter, but, just an amazing set overall, just because the Awing looks so sleek and so like an Awing in microfighter form. I think they just completely nailed it, so that is number 4. Welcome to the top 3. And at number 3, we have the ARC 170 Microfighter. Now, this is a microfighter that I do not personally have, and I would totally love to get, but unfortunately it is kind of expensive on the secondary market, which does stink, but, whatever. Maybe someday I'll get a cool deal on it, but it just looks like a really great microfighter, and I do wish that I had it. Unfortunately, it came out when I was more of a little kid, so I was unable to get that, but, it is a great microfighter, at least in my opinion, so, that is number 3. Number 2, one that is really amazing, the Clone Turbo Tank from the original wave of Microfighters. Now, this Clone Turbo Tank was made even better by the fact that it had the only Phase 2, or Episode 3, plain white clone trooper ever, except for one other set, but that was the Advent Calendar, so, we don't really count that, right? So, one set, this was the only set you could get it in, and what a prized figure, guys. That figure is just so amazing, and then the build wasn't actually all that bad as well, because the tank actually looked really good, really detailed, and it could actually roll on 10 wheels, which was really awesome. So yeah, just a great microfighter, one of the best in my opinion. Really quick, let's go into some honorable mentions before we hit number 1. And here are the honorable mentions. You have the other 3 microfighters from the first wave, so that includes the Xwing, so not the Resistance Xwing, but the predecessor, because it was not as good as the Resistance Xwing. Then you had the TIE Interceptor, which was so close to making this list, as well as the Star Destroyer, which was on that list as well, so those were 3, and then I had one other, the Bantha from the new LEGO Star Wars Microfighter, the dual set, also the other animal in microfighter form, whatever the green animal from Tatooine is called with the snowtrooper. I've totally forgot what that was called, but that was a cool set as well. And then the very new 2020 of Resistance Awing was also a cool microfighter as well. Well, with those honorable mentions out of the way, let's get to number 1. Number 1! Now, I know you probably are all wondering what this is, and actually some of you have probably figured it out by now, because at least in my opinion, it is obviously the best one. If you just heard my honorable mentions, the last one there would have given you a hint, because this one is the Uwing from Rogue One. What an amazing microfighter, guys. I do not own this microfighter, but it looks so good, and I do own the bigger version of it, so they did a really good job making it a tiny version of the big one, and it just looks so good. Throw it in there with the Uwing, it's gonna look so awesome if I ever do get it, and I do hope to get it one of these days, because it is just a really awesome LEGO microfighter, just the best one, in my opinion, because this is the top 10. So, yes, if you don't have it, I would probably get it if I were you. If you can, of course, it's probably going to be really expensive, although if you aren't, super into it, then, why do it, right? So, actually, you know what? If you do have it, will you leave a comment in the comment section for me below, because I would love to hear if you guys have it or not, and whether you agree with my opinion or not on the number 1, or on any of them. So, I do appreciate that you all watched this video, so thank you so much. This is Kenneth from the LEGO Republic. I hope you did enjoy this top 10 video. I sure did enjoy making this. Expect more of these soon. I will see you guys in the next one, and peace out.